Garett, thanks for joining us. After that game on Sunday, Philip said you were hellacious out there. Melvin called you a bouncer and a bulldozer. How much fun was that, like that style? And can you develop a physical identity in the run game moving forward with this group?
For sure, man. I take what my running backs say very seriously. I love Mel. I love Phil. I love those guys a lot. I talk to them on a regular basis. They're tremendous backs. Probably two of the best backs in the league, in my opinion. And it's great to get out in open space with them and create running lanes for them and let them do what they do best. And that's, make guys miss and get in the end zone. We want that identity. Us guys up front, we want to run the ball. I mean, to run the ball in this league, it's hard enough. But if you can get it done as many yards as we did on the ground on Sunday, that's what helps us win games. So the more we can do that, the more that we can get this organization going in the right direction where we need it to be.
Next one, Jeff.
Garett, I know winning games is always the bottom line, but would you like to be recognized with the Pro Bowl selection or things like that?
It's always nice to, get those after year, accommodations and things like that. But at the same time, I'm not really worried about that. I'm just worrying about playing great football on Sundays and helping this team win games.
Next one, Ryan.
Hey, Garett. One thing Mike Munchak talked about during the offseason is your focus on technique and fundamentals. Have those stayed true as the season's progressed, and what areas do you feel they're better?
Absolutely. I mean, I take my technique very seriously. I think in the past, I just used my athletic ability to get the job done. But I think the more I've been in the league, the more I watch film and I watch myself, the more that I really dial in on the technical side of things. You talk about some of the greatest tackles to play, Joe Thomas, Jonathan Ogden, Joe Staley. Those guys were technicians for a reason. They were a 10-time Pro Bowler, Hall of Fame players, first-team ballot players because of what they did on the field with their technique. To the little things where taking sets barefoot in your kitchen to, watching film, watching guys, looking on the outside shoulder, hand movement, hand fights and things like that. I mean, those guys did it. And so, just hearing from them and hearing their stories makes me want to just continue to go out there and work on my technique. And I take it seriously. Every day, every single time I watch film, I always focus on my technique. And hey, I turned a little bit too soon here, got to my outside shoulder. So, going into the weeks, I just, fix those little things so it doesn't happen in the game.
Next one, Mike.
Yeah, Garett, I was just wondering what you thought about pulling out there like you did, you and Dalton was it as fun as it looked?
Oh, for sure. I love Dalton dearly. He's a tremendous left guard to play with. I hope I can play with him for my entire career. We always take it seriously. We always talk about being the best left side in football, and I truly believe we can because just of our demeanor and how we want it so bad to be the greatest. But pulling, is something that I'm grateful that Coach Shermer put into our game plan. We're both two athletic guys that can pull around and to, make a havoc in the run game. So the more that we can get us going, I feel like that's just, a cup of tea that we bring to the game that a lot of teams, can dread over just because of who we are and how we can run. It's hard to find athletic people these days. So when you have them, use them. And I'm grateful that they use us in the way that they did it on Sunday.
Next one, Brandon.
Garett, I know you've talked in the past about wanting to be a Pro Bowl player, year over year, and you obviously had some rough spots here and there and would hear it from the fans. So how rewarding is it that all your play is coming together and you're having the success and you're being recognized by Pro Football Focus and talked about in the Pro Bowl conversation? How rewarding is it?
Job's not done yet, my friends. I got 6 more games to prove to myself and the rest of my career to prove to the people that I belong in this league. Like I told you all before, I truly believe, a man goes through a rough patch in their life for a reason to make them better. And it speaks highly of how a man comes out of that. And I truly believe I came out of it on a high note. I learned from my mistakes. I know exactly what I need to do to not let those mistakes happen. Me and Munchak talk on a regular basis. I love that man dearly. I think I give him all the credit in the world because of what he's done with me in such a short amount of time. And it's really nice to know that I have an O-line coach that I can rely on and they can trust and we can talk, man to man. But, it's always nice to get recognition, but at the same time, I'm I'm not in it to, hey, look at me or anything like that. I'm in it because I love this game. And I know what this game has done for me and my family and what it's done for a lot of other people's families. And, you know, it's a job at the same time. It's something that, you know, you're grateful to be a part of. This is a great organization. I love Denver. I love the fans here. I love everything about here. I know you all kicked me in the butt over the years, but, you know, that's just something that I took and it's for me to change. And if it wasn't for me to change, I know I want to be where I'm at. And so I took that very seriously and I took it into this offseason. I fixed the things I did and this is me and I'm not going anywhere.
Next one, Nick.
Yeah, Garrett, it was only a few years ago that you were the rookie being put into an important starting position on the line, playing every snap. A few years later, now you're the veteran, and Lloyd Cushenberry as a rookie is an important part of the line, playing every snap. A, what have you thought about his progression as the season has gone on? And B, how have you kind of taken a leadership role in trying to help him in whatever ways you can?
I think Cush is a phenomenal center. I think we drafted him for a reason to, you know, anchor that middle of the line for many years. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but he played at a phenomenal college. You know, they won a national championship. He was the leader of that O-line. So I, you know, blocked, you know, snapping the ball to, you know, one will probably be a great quarterback in this league. You know, I'm sorry to hear what happened to Joe Burrows. So prayers go out to him, but you know, he's a phenomenal kid. Cush, I think he's learned every week. He's getting better every week. And, you know, he takes it seriously. I know every time when Munch gets on him, we just tell him, hey, he's doing it because he loves you. And he's been in this game and he understands what you're going through. And I know Dalton talks to him a lot. I talk to him a lot, but he's a bright kid with a bright future, and I want nothing but the best for him.
Next one, George.
Yeah, Garrett, you've talked a lot about yourself and where you want to improve, but you know, how do you think this offensive line is gelling right now at this point in the season, and where do you want to see maybe improvement as a group down the stretch here?
I think we're improving because we let our pride go. I think over the years we had little issues with that, but I think now that all of us know what we want and what we want to accomplish, and it just we have a group chat that we text with each other all the time, which I think extremely helps with, you know, camaraderie and everything like that. And I think guys want it. And I think that's the difference between us over the years is, you know, we want to win and we want to be the best. And that's what Coach Munchak prides us on, is to be the best and to, you know, to fix our mistakes when we can, but go out there, you know, balls to the wall and punch people in the throat. I mean, that's just what we want to do. We want to play nasty and dirty, and I think that's what we're bringing back to this organization that has missed for so many years. So we take pride in that. And I love Dawn. I love Cush. I love Graham. I love Dot, Eli, or Calvin, whoever plays on that right side. You know, with Austin coming in, I think we have just a great group of dudes that are willing to work hard, that put in everything that they need to do to be successful. And I know if we love each other and we bring each other up and, you know, we speak highly of each other, then we're just going to group even more, and we're going to, you know, hopefully keep this group together for a couple of years so that we can build upon it and continue to move the ball.
Guys, time for a few more. Next one, Zach.
Hey, Garrett, you say that the job's not done for this year. You still have 6 games left. What are you trying to prove in the final 6 games of this season?
I want to be the best, man. I mean, that's my motto. I want to be the best tackle to ever play this game. I mean, that's just something I've always prided myself on. But at the same time, you know, I want to take it slowly. I want to embrace what's happening. Every game is a challenge. Every single week, somebody can get you. You can give up a sack. You can give up a pressure. My goal is to not give up any of those. You know, I've talked to a lot of mentors of mine, and, you know, they play tackle in this league, and they just continue to, you know, tell me to, you know, keep the fire and keep doing what you're doing. And that's my goal. But I really am just trying to finish the season strong. I know, like I said before, I've had rocky years here, and my goal is just to be a consistent player that Mr. Elway and this organization can count on for many years. I want to be here for a long time. I love this city. I love this the fan base, my teammates. I love everything about here, and I just want to win. So my motto is to win and do everything I can, because, you know, if I'm sloppy out there, Drew can't throw the ball. And so if I'm playing my high level that I am, then Drew can move the ball and do his thing. So I pride off of that. And if I can continue to play consistent football, then we're going to win games.
Next one, Eric.
Hey, Garrett, you hadn't played a ton of football coming into the league when you were drafted. How much of your improvement do you think is just all the reps you've gotten over the last 4 years?
I need the time, man. I'm extremely grateful for Coach Fangio. I know he's talked to you guys about how, he's grateful to, just let me go in there and learn from my mistakes. A player that hasn't played a lot of football or a rookie that comes in the league, he needs reps. He needs repetition. He needs to see what throws at him. He might not pick it up early on in his career, but the longer he's in there, it's sort of like, death by fire type of thing. You're out there and, you guys are smoking you and you're falling on the ground, but, you think about yourself, hey, I can either get up and strap my helmet on more and do it again over and over again, or I can take my helmet off and I can walk out the door. I mean, that's really your option. And so over the years, I've learned, you know what, I'm the type of fighter. I might fall in a hole, but I'm the type of person that's going to climb that ladder and get myself back out of the hole. And I pride myself off of that. And I'm just going to continue to do that because that's what a father is. That's what a husband is, to provide for the family. And that's what a man does in his job that he loves dearly. So I'm a fighter. I never give up, and I'm just continue to do what I need to do to make this team win.
Next one, Andrew.
Hey, Garett, you mentioned a few minutes ago that now you dial in on the technical side of things. What led you to that turning point where you focused more on the technical side rather than, as you said, relying more on your athleticism?
That's a good question, man. I just watch film. Like I said before, I really think I've just watched film over the years and really realized, hey, why am I continuing to making the same mistakes? I know last year when I told you I'm not going to change how I play, what I meant by that there is I'm not going to change my mentality of being a dog out there. I'll never change that mentality at all. What I did need to change is how I saw things and how I place my hands and how I move my feet, how I keep my shoulders and my numbers square for 2 kick slides, or how I take 2 kick slides, pause, and I get on my guy. Those are the things I had to learn. And it took time. Like I said, when I first got here, I haven't played left tackle for a long time. So I had to learn by trial and error. And once I realized that, and once I realized, hey, look at all the good reps I'm doing. And then, okay, why am I having, 50-50 or, 75 bad ones and, 20 good ones? Why? So I had to really dial it in this offseason, watch film, get to the people that helped me in the offseason, talk with Munchak and really figure out what it was. And I figured it out. And, but I shouldn't say I figured it out yet because I still think I have a long way to go, but I still feel like I'm on the right track to becoming great. And that's what makes me proud of myself. And that's what makes me proud of everyone that has stuck up with me, has given me the love that I needed. That's why I love this organization. Coach Fangio has put up with me. Coach Munchak, Coach Shermer, I've talked to all those guys, my teammates, they just continue to encourage me to be the best. And I'm thankful for every single person that has always been there through me, through, thick and thin. And now where I'm at, I'm just grateful to be here. And I know that I have a long way to go, but I know I'm on the right track.
Final 2, Brandon and Jeff.
Gary, you keep talking about wanting to stay here, be here for a long time. We know how much Munchak has helped you along. And I guess John Elway a few weeks ago said he's looking forward to talking to you at the end of the year about a new deal. Are you hopeful that this is the time of the year that they might offer contracts? We saw Purcell get his a couple of weeks ago, but to guys in-house that you don't have to hit free agency, that they'll call your agent up and hammer something out before the seasone's over?
That would be nice, but that's not up to me. That's why I hire an agent. He talks to Mr. Elway, but, when they want to do it, they'll do it. That's just how I look at it, but I have to be consistent. I have to go out there and play at a high level every single week, fix my mistakes, throughout the weeks, but go out there and shine. I love what Coach Munchak says, he says, you get paid during the week, but on Sundays you play for free. And that's what it is, because you're grinding throughout the week. You're working on technical things. You're doing everything you can. So when you get to the game, it slows down for you and you're ready to pick up whatever they throw to you. So my agent, Chase Callahan, he'll take care of that. And at the end of the day, he just continually tells me my job is to play football and his job is to talk to the front office. So I'm just going to continue to do that.
Final one, Jeff.
Gary, I've spoken to a few players who said it, sorry, how difficult it was this offseason to get better just because of the structure of it with COVID and nobody's on the field. And I'm just curious how you were able to make those on-field improvements without any of the structure you've had in previous years.
Being a football player in the NFL, it's all about structure, right? Every man needs structure. I think that's why a lot of us are married, because our wife is the ones that does our structure for us. But anyways, I just think I didn't use it as an excuse. I think that was just something for me. You know, COVID is a serious thing that's happening in this world, and you know, all my thoughts and prayers go out to all the people that have, you know, suffered from it or lost a loved one. I love you all, and I hope you guys are good. But I really just took it upon myself as there was always something that you can do. You can always run. You can always take sets. Like I said, I took sets in my kitchen with barefoot, so that when I get to the proper spot, I know exactly how my weight is between my feet and my toes. You know, I had my wife line up, and she would run after me, and I would take my sets, and I'd put my hands on her. Not hard, of course, but just enough so I can get into a repetition of continuing to do the same thing over and over again. But I would run, I'd hit the bag, I would, you know, I'd get a pole, and I would act, you know, fit it like I'm fitting a run game. I do whatever I can to find myself as I was training in California. You know, of course, not break COVID rules, but, you know, be by myself, go to the park and, you know, set up a tree or put cones on the wall and set and do things like that. But I always found something to do to continue to get my body in shape, get my mind where it needs to be mentally and physically, and really dial in what I needed to do. So, and I felt like, you know, that's what is paying off now is those little things that I did, you know, wake up early and work out, and then come home, be with my family, work out again, watch film, do the little things right. That's why I think I'm having a successful season, is because doing the little things right that I didn't really think was important early on in my career. Now I know how important it is, you know, eating right, sleeping right, training my body to a high extent. So when I get into a game, I'm not tired when we're running a 2-minute drive or the game is on the line, like a couple weeks ago against the Chargers, or, you know, just giving myself time so that I can really focus on myself. I think that was the most important thing is, you know, being a rookie in the last couple of years, I really just went through the motions. And now that I understand what it means to be an NFL left tackle, franchise tackle, I took it upon myself to really dial in the little things. I think that's what's paying off.